All right, on the same topic, another question. Let's watch.
Hello, my name is Andrew Fink, and I have a question for Rudy Giuliani. Mr. Giuliani, at a recent NRA convention, you stated that it's every American's right to be secure. Yet on March 21st of the year 2000, the Boston Globe quoted you as saying, "Anyone wanting to own a gun should have to pass a written exam." Considering the Constitution grants us the right to bear arms as a means of protection, why do you believe that citizens should be required to pass an exam in order to exercise their right to protect themselves and their families? Thank you.
Mayor Giuliani, 90 seconds.
Andrew, what I believe is that we have to be very aggressive about enforcing the gun laws that exist. I had a city in which, when I took over, there were 2,000 murders a year, 10,000 felonies a week, and I enforced the gun laws very aggressively. I enforced all laws very aggressively, and that's the reason we reduced shootings by 74%, we reduced homicide by 67%, and we went from being one of the most dangerous cities in the country to being one of the safest. As far as that's concerned, what I believe is the Second Amendment gives people an individual right to keep and to bear arms. Government can impose reasonable regulations. Generally, those reasonable regulations would be about...
Let him answer, Con.
Well, let me finish. Generally, those reasonable regulations would be about criminal background, a background of mental instability, basically the ones that are outlined in the opinion of the judge who wrote the Parker decision, Judge Silberman. And if those regulations go beyond that, then those are unconstitutional. I think states can have a little bit of leeway. New York can have a somewhat stricter rules than, let's say, Kentucky. Texas might have different rules than Ohio, but generally, you've got to comply with this rule. Now, the Supreme Court's going to decide this. The Supreme Court's going to decide this probably within the next 6 months. The Parker case has been taken to the Supreme Court. They're going to decide whether it's a right that pertains to the militia, which I don't believe it is, or is it a right that is a personal right? I believe that it is, and I will live by that, and people will be allowed to have guns. I'm not going to interfere with that. Generally, decisions are going to be made on a state basis, and they're going to have to comply with the Constitution.